Ever had a key suddenly stop working, even though it's the same key you've been using for years? It's not the lock, it's this. A tiny bit of wear affects how the pins react to the shear line. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is the customer's worn out key. It's been used a while. Each one of these is a cut. And I have since generated a brand new key. But look, they both look the same. They both got the same cuts. What's the difference? Why is the customer's key no longer working, but yet my new key is? Let me show you how this worn out key right here affects the shear line and the pins. Here is the customer key that no longer works in the lock. And here's the new key that I have generated, which works perfect. And let me show you on the shear line what exactly is going on. I use this word a lot, a shear line. Let me show you on a model real quick what I'm talking about. I'm going to use this model here to demonstrate what the shear line is and how the plug turns. Make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, give me a comment. Have you ever seen anything like this? Let's get back to the video here. So the magical word I keep using is shear line. This is the most important part of a lock and the reason a lock functions at all. Right here, I have just drawn in. I have, as you can see here, this is the same thing, except this is a live acting. This is a model. Up here, I have springs, right? I got these drawn in, the top springs. I got the top pins, and these are the bottom pins. Same thing that we have here in this real lock. This up here is called the Bible. Up here we have active live springs, we have top pins, and then in the plug itself, which is this guy, where the key goes, is called the plug. So when the shear line has to be exact. See this black line right here? It has to be perfectly flat. If any of these pins go up even a fraction of a centimeter, even the thickness of a hair, if they go above that shear line like that, this key will no longer turn, as you can see. Once this gets flat, now this turns, right? See how flat these pins are. And again, as the key starts to wear down, these points on these pins right here and the key itself, let me show you the points here. You can see right here, these points right here start to wear down, and these points on the key start to wear down. The whole key starts to wear down over time, and things start getting a little stickier. Let me show you an example on a live lock. Watch what happens right here with my new key that is the correct size. I'll put in the key. You see the lock turns. I'm going to push this out, and this is the whole working features of a lock. You can see again, remember that shear line we just talked about. This is the shear line, and with the correct key, this will be flat. With the wrong key, see how these move in and out, up and down. This one, the shear line is flat, which lets the lock turn. When we take this one out and we put the customer's worn key in, look what happens to that shear line. You see that? That is a big difference right there. See how low those pins are? That means the top pins, like we just showed you in the other lock, the top pins have now crossed that shear line and they have gone down into the plug like this. And that's why the lock will not turn, because the top pins are in there. Over time, this key started off good, and over time, it just gets lower and lower and lower. Again, here is the new working key. Nice and smooth, nice and flat, and that's why this now works in the lock. And your key that you've been playing with for the past 6 months, you got to jiggle to move because it's trying to line up the pins. So if your key all of a sudden stops working, that's the difference of a new key and a worn out key, and that's what directly affects the shear line. The lock is not broken. A locksmith can fix this for you, but that is a clear example of why the shear line and a worn out key is tied to each other. A tiny bit of wear can make the difference of whether your lock opens or does not open. Make sure to subscribe. I have plenty more videos. Go check out my videos if you would, please. If you have a locksmith topic that you would like me to cover, write in the comments and we'll get a video made for you.